What if the clearest sign your dog trusts you has nothing to do with a wagging tail, but with the quiet moments you keep overlooking? Most owners believe love is obvious because excitement looks convincing and affection feels easy to recognize. But the deepest signals are often the ones almost no one talks about because they do not look important until you finally understand them. And if you have been missing them, you may be losing a kind of closeness your dog has been trying to build with you all along. Stay with me because this is not one of those shallow lists built around whatever looks cute on the surface. What looks small may actually say more than tail wagging ever could, because real attachment is often revealed in where your dog looks for safety, how it settles around your presence, and how it uses your face and eyes as part of social communication. That matters because trust is not a single behavior you diagnose in one moment. It is a pattern, a relationship, a quiet form of emotional alignment that most owners never stop to notice until distance has already started to grow. And the first sign often appears in a moment you almost always dismiss at home. Has your dog ever heard a strange sound in the house, paused for a second, and then turned to find you before doing anything else? Most owners read that as clinginess. They think the dog is being needy, unsure, or overly dependent. But that is not always weakness. In attachment, closeness to a trusted person can become a secure base and a safe haven when something feels uncertain. So when your dog scans the room, checks the object, and then orients back to you, it may be doing something far more meaningful than asking for comfort. It may be using your presence to decide whether the world is still safe. That changes the way you should respond. Do not rush in. Do not overwhelm the moment. Sometimes bond shows up first in where your dog turns when doubt enters room. Have you ever noticed your dog wandering through the room, sniffing, pausing, and then flicking its eyes back to you for just a second? Most owners dismiss that as begging, waiting for a cue, or hoping food is involved. But that soft glance is not always about obedience. In dog-human communication, gaze is social. It carries information. And in moments that feel slightly uncertain, that quick check-in can be part of how your dog reads your face, your calm, and your reaction before deciding what to do next. That is why these little looks matter more than people realize. Your dog is not just staring at you, it is reading you. And when you notice that, the right response is not to interrupt it with pressure. It is to stay steady enough to be worth reading in that fragile moment. Be honest. Has your dog ever tensed up at a sound outside, held its breath for a beat, and then started to settle once it was close to you? Most people think that just means the moment passed. But sometimes, something deeper is happening. During dog-owner interaction, emotional and physiological states can shift together, which means your steadiness is not just being noticed, it is being felt. So when your dog begins to soften near you, that is not always random timing, and it is not always fear simply disappearing on its own. Your presence may be helping its system find rhythm again. That is why calm matters so much. Not forced comfort, not too many hands, just steady presence. Sometimes safety is not what you do to your dog. It is what your nervous system gives the room. When your dog lies near your feet, sighs, loosens its body, or even falls asleep while you move around the house, most people barely register it. They are waiting for bigger signals, louder ones. But deep trust-related behavior is not always dramatic. Sometimes it looks like lowered vigilance. In attachment, safety changes proximity. And in shared interaction, states can influence each other more than owners realize. So, if your dog does not need to follow you from room to room yet can settle when you are there, that quiet ease can reflect felt safety, not distance. That matters. Because excitement is easy to notice. Rest is easier to miss. But a nervous system that can soften near you is saying something words never could. Deep trust does not always run toward you. Sometimes it rests beside you and lets the world go still for a while. Have you ever seen your dog step away in a new place, sniff the ground, look around, and then come back to you on its own? Most owners think trust should look like constant closeness. They think if a dog really feels safe, it will stay glued to them. But attachment does not work that way. A secure base does not trap exploration. It makes exploration possible. So when your dog moves out, checks the space, and then returns or looks back before moving again, that is not distance growing between you. It may be the opposite. Your dog is using your presence as the point that makes leaving feel safe and returning feel natural. That kind of bond is quieter, more mature, less desperate, and most people miss it completely because they confuse attachment with dependence and nearness with trust. Be honest, your dog often knows your state before your words do. It notices when your body tightens, when your breathing changes, when your energy drops, and when the room feels heavier, even if nothing has been said out loud. Most owners call that sensitivity or say their dog is just being good. But in dog-owner interaction, behavior, emotion, and physiology do not always move separately. They can shift together. That means your dog is not only reacting to what you do, it is responding to what you are carrying. So when you calm down and your dog softens too, so that is not always coincidence. It can be part of a shared regulation that runs deeper than training. And once you see that, the relationship changes. Because this bond is not one way. It moves through both of you. This is the one most owners never fully understand. A sound in the hallway, a stranger at the door. Something moved in the room and your dog does not rush forward or panic.
Such a good boy.
It looks at you. It
Thank
checks
you
your
for
face, your position, your response. That matters more than people think. Social gaze is not random. And in attachment, a trusted person becomes a reference point when the world feels unclear. So when your dog turns to you in an uncertain moment, it is not only asking what that thing is, it is asking
really
what
do
this
understand,
moment means.
don't you?
That is deeper than
My
excitement,
clever friend.
deeper than obedience, deeper than a tail. Because trust is not always noise. Sometimes it is orientation. Sometimes it is your dog using you to read the world before it decides whether the world is safe enough to enter. So in the end, the deepest signs were never the loudest ones. They lived in safety, in shared regulation, and in the way your dog turns to you to understand what the world means. That is what makes this bond so easy to miss and so important to protect. Your dog does not need perfection. It needs a presence that feels steady, readable, and emotionally safe. If this helped you see your relationship in a deeper way, subscribe to Mr. Hidden Mind for more hidden truths that change how you understand the animals you love. And if one dog owner in your life needs this, send them this video today.